So one of the first concepts that you absolutely have to understand when you're undertaking a healing journey is that your body is designed to heal itself. In chiropractic, we refer to this as the physician within. And basically, your body has everything that it needs to be able to heal. The only challenge is that we have to get out of its way. We have to make sure that the environment is appropriate, that the environment is supplied with what needs to be there, and that there are no interferences with the body's ability to heal itself. So how is this ability to heal itself based, and what is the basis of this, or the foundation of this healing property for the body? Well, basically it all starts with the brain. Your brain controls and coordinates the function of every cell in your human body. Everything from the movement of your arm all the way to controlling your heartbeat, things you don't think about, the healing process. Every cell in your body is controlled and under the influence of your brain. And unless your brain is properly functioning, then you're not going to have that healing response, and the body's not going to be able to heal itself. Well, how do you know if your brain's not properly functioning? There could be situations where if you have chronic brain fog, if you have short-term memory issues, if you're noticing personality changes, if you're noticing maybe even your handwriting change as you're getting older, if you're noticing your balance is going off. There's a lot of different ways that we evaluate to make sure that the brain is functioning properly, and there's a lot of things that we do to try to correct that. And that's one of the specialties that we work with here in the office, is really focusing on that brain function. The brain has very specific control over every organ in your body. So if you're having a thyroid issue, or if you're having adrenal issues, or if you're having ovarian issues with hormones or anything like that, the brain has a direct link with those pathways. So it's very important that you have the brain functioning at normal capacity and carrying out these commands and helping the body function at its normal capacity. Now, once the message leaves the brain, it's got to go down through the spinal cord to get out to the body. And this is where structure becomes very important. So the structure, when we refer to structure, we're referring to number one, the spinal cord itself and the spinal column, which is consisting of the vertebrae, the individual bones in the spinal column. And the spinal cord goes down through the spinal column. It's kind of like an ice cream cone. So here's your brain, and here's your spinal column going down, and the spinal cord is surrounded by these bones called vertebrae. And if these bones are shifted out of place, and they're putting pressure on the pathway of these nerves coming out to the body to tell the body what to do, then the body can't carry out its function. So your brain could be functioning properly, but then the message can't get to the body because the structure itself is not functioning properly and is not allowing that signal to get out there. So there are ways that we address that. We address that with chiropractic adjustment. We addressed it with our postural rehab program. We address it with exercises to help strengthen the body and strengthen the core so that you can actually maintain the structure in a way that is functional and allows for the optimal functioning of the body. Now let's say that the brain is functioning properly. Let's say that your structure is doing well and the signal can get out to the body. Well, that's where the last component comes in, and that is the nutrition. If the signal can go from the brain and get out to the body, but then the signal gets to the specific area of the body, but the nutritional components aren't there for the body to be able to carry out a command, then you've got a challenge there. You're not going to be able to have proper healing and proper function. So it's very important that we address all three of these areas, and we spend a lot of time in our practice addressing patients' nutritional needs. Now here's where it gets complicated. There's so much conflicting information out there about what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. You should eat right for your blood type. Should you eat based on the new latest and greatest fads? Should you go gluten-free? Should you go paleo? Should you go primal? There's so many different ways to approach eating, and the challenge to it is that each one of those work for some people. So the goal and what we do in our practice with functional nutrition is that we determine what your personal nutritional needs are, what foods you might be sensitive to, what foods you need to eat, what foods you need to avoid, how you need to eat. Do you need to eat a higher protein diet? Do you need to eat less protein? Do you need to eat less refined carbs? What exactly needs to happen in your diet to make your body function properly? And that's what's important here. All three of these factors are involved in the healing of the body and allow your body to heal properly. But all three of these factors are unique to you alone. We can have a patient come in that has, for example, a thyroid issue, and we might have one patient that has a subluxation in the cervical spine, which is causing interference to the nervous system, which is not allowing that signal to get to the thyroid gland, so the thyroid doesn't function properly. We might have another patient who has a nutritional deficiency or has a nutritional and metabolic imbalance or some kind of an autoimmune condition that might be causing that thyroid gland not to function properly. We might have another patient who may have a dysfunction in the hypothalamic pituitary thyroid communication pathway. All three of these patients come in with the exact same condition, but all three of these patients have a completely different cause. And so that's what the important factor for you to remember is we have to manage the cause of each individual person. We have to manage your personal causes and not necessarily chase after the effect, which is normally the symptom. Okay, so it's March, and this is the time of year where everybody's wanting to get active because the weather's getting so much better. You can see all the joggers getting out and starting to get into exercise programs. And a lot of our patients, especially a lot of our people that have opted in for more information about our thyroid program, this is when they really start to notice the effects of how they're feeling because they can't get out there and do the things they want to, or they're not willing to go out to the beach because they're not comfortable with how their body looks and they're not confident in themselves. So we do this special in March because we want to help you reach your goals and help you get back to a normal life. So what do these visits include? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a complete case review. I'm going to have you actually come in and share with me what your story is. I want to know detail to detail what exactly has happened. I actually have most patients write down their stories so that we don't miss any of these details because a lot of times, the devil's in the details. A lot of times we can find clues to let us know where we need to explore to figure out what's going on with you. So we're going to go at in-depth, deep case review and history with you. We're going to review labs that you've had doctors run for you in the past. You're going to bring those into me and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to review these for you. I'm going to review your case and figure out what is going on with you. The next thing is we're going to do a goal review. What are your goals? Do you want to lose 30 pounds? Do you want to just get the energy to be able to function through life, to be able to play with your kids when you get home from work? Do you want to get your sex drive back? Do you want to feel like you again? What exactly are your goals? And then we set up realistic expectations to know when those goals will be met and what might have to happen for you to achieve those goals. We're going to do a complete neurological evaluation. We've talked about how brain function is so important to the overall ability of the body to heal itself, and we need to determine, is there transneural degeneration? Are you losing neurological function and don't even know it yet? We're going to find that out. We're going to do an x-rays if necessary. We're going to study what the structure of your body is doing so that we can know, structurally is there an issue that's keeping you from healing. If they're medically necessary, we will do these x-rays and we'll figure out what, again, is going on with you. We're going to do a complete neurological evaluation. Metabolic evaluation. In the lab review that we talked about, I've got very specific questionnaires that you're going to fill out. We're going to know how your thyroid's functioning. We're going to know how your adrenal glands are functioning, your kidneys. We're going to know how your liver, your gut, how your body's processing sugar, how your brain function's occurring, what your neurotransmitters are doing. We're going to know all this stuff by the time we're done. Then we're going to sit down and we're going to go through a report of findings. And I'm going to report back to you everything that I found. You're going to learn more about yourself in that appointment, and you're going to understand more about what's going on with you after that appointment than you've ever known before. At that point, we're also going to go over any financial obligations. If you have insurance, you'll know about insurance coverages. If you have any out-of-pocket, you'll know what that'll be at that point. And then we also offer one complimentary session if you're a patient that does qualify for our program and someone that we feel like we could help you. And let me tell you right now, if you qualify for our program, there's nothing out there that's going to help you like this program will help you. If you don't qualify for the program, I'll help direct you in the right direction of where you need to go to get help. But if you qualify for our program, we're going to go ahead and include a complimentary session for you to come in and see what a treatment is like in our office, see what a brain-based treatment is like, see what we do to try to help you heal and help you get better. So this is a total of 3 visits. The first visit is where we're sitting down and talking and reviewing everything. I'm going to take all that information and I'm going to sit down and write up your report of findings and write up your plan for what we're going to do for you. On the second visit, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk about that report of findings. I'm going to explain to you exactly what's going on, show you what your plan is, and then the third visit, you're going to come in, you're going to get the complimentary treatment to see what you want to do. Now, the total value of these visits is between $450 and $500. That's for 3 visits in our office, quite possibly about 2 hours of my time dedicated to your case to figure out what is going on with you and what we can do about it. And again, it's a cost of between $450 to $500. A lot of times we'll offer special offers for this where you can come in and do this for discounted rates. But for March, we're trying to encourage as many people as possible to get back to normal life. So we're going to do this for $27. That's all 3 of these visits for only $27. The catch is you've got to be in here and get this done before March 28th. That's a Thursday. You got to be here before March 28th. If you come in March 29th or if you schedule your appointment March 29th, it's going to be the full fee. Okay? So give us a call. Take advantage of this. Phone number is 850-862-2224. You cannot lose. You're going to learn more about yourself. You're going to have 3 incredible visits into our office. It's going to be well worth your $27. I highly encourage you to do it. Okay? 862-2224.